today in this presentation, we want to elaborate on the solution that we are developing to resolve the problems that we've outlined in the previous introduction. So if you've not yet seen the introduction, please watch it before you watch this presentation. The solution that we have developed is a decentralized application or a DApp, which will be hosted under domain name udot.app. With this application, we want to start the process of reinvention of how people organize themselves, how they create tasks, organizations, and create a better vision for their lives. What we intend to start with our solution is a digital transformation of society and change fundamentally how society organizes itself and operates. Basically, we want to reorganize society through technology. This is the beginning step of a digital transformation. We foresee a future in which, by contributing to this digital transformation, we will transform technology. But ultimately, we wish to use technology to transform you. We want to transform your sense of identity and enrich your individual life. So, in the previous presentation, we introduced several layers of abstraction of the universe. These levels of abstractions were needed for the universe to create order. What we said is that the universe organizes itself into different levels of abstractions, as noticed here. You, as an individual, are also created out of structures of abstraction. So, for instance, an individual can be abstracted into organs, cells, molecules, atoms. Atoms combine to create molecules, molecules form cells, cells organize into organs, and organs create the human body. All these different levels of abstractions are needed to create a single human body or an individual. Moreover, all these levels of organization must perform optimally to keep each individual person alive. So, if some cells misbehave or an organ fails, the individual may die. So the individual is organized in such a way that it optimally supports its survival. And the universe also organizes itself for perfection in ways that optimally supports its survival. So the layers of the universe, as we outlined in the previous presentation, where universe is composed of a physical reality. Within the physical reality, there is a government. Government supports organizations, and individuals are part of organizations. So the universe, just like a human body, organizes itself in a different levels of abstractions. And these levels of abstractions provide the best requisite variety that support the optimal organization of the universe. The universe must organize itself optimally to support its own growth. In other words, the universe must first create diversity and then organize that diversity into a larger system that optimally supports the survival of the universe. Optimal organization is the one which supports lowest possible energy state or lowest entropy, while maximizing its potential for survival and evolution. Currently, the universe creates order by creating constraints on all other layers beneath it. So the universe, through cosmological constants, created a certain physical reality in which we live. The physical reality creates constraints on the government. For example, the gravitation is a constant that binds government to the surface of the Earth. The government further creates constraints on organizations through laws which restrict their behavior. So organizations create internal rules that restrict the individual. So as you can see in this arrow implies the direction of control, power, and constraints, which in this picture is always bottom up. The question then becomes, if we have to transform these levels of abstraction to allow for further growth, what would be the best approach for that? So one approach will be to transform each layer one by one or individually. So each layer has to transform individually, but this will be the most time consuming and the most hard effort because it will be efforts with questionable efficacy. Another way is to transform these layers is that we first destroy them, and in their place we construct new layers. So the approach of deconstruction or constructions tends to create periods of large disorder, pain, and suffering, and we want to avoid that. So what we saw as the best way to transform this level of abstraction is to do an inversion. So therefore, our proposal is to inverse the direction of control, power, and constraints. So what we want to do is we want to empower individuals to create and participate in the creation of the organizations, governments, and universe they inhabit. We want to basically give full power to you to create your best reality you wish to live in. This we will do to the creation of a self-disruptive, decentralized technology. So how is this achieved? How we want to achieve this? We start by placing the individual on top of all decisions. So the individual will be given choice to participate in organization, governments of his own choice. We enable access to this through a decentralized application. This application will enable people to organize themselves better, create new structures and new organizations. The aim is that we also automate all repetitive and tedious work, so we can scale that automation to everyone that is using this technology. In other words, a problem once solved and automated doesn't have to be resolved again by every organization again and again, as it is in the current way how society is organized. How it works, what are the basic steps, and how the application works. We will try to explain in this slide. So simply put, each individual will be able to create his own profile that broadcasts his identity to the network. The broadcasted profile contains basic information such as personal interests and skills. So the identity is pseudonymous, and individuals can reveal only information that they wish to share with the network without revealing their personal identity. So individuals with profiles then can submit their own vision to the network, and based on this vision they can create organizations with the primary aim of fulfilling that vision. So the organizations can compose tasks based on the vision and roadmap. These tasks will be broadcasted to the individuals based on their own personal interest to be completed. So basically, once the vision has been completed, the organization will be dissolved and it will no longer exist. This will resolve the problems of zombie organizations. Of course, each organization can issue their own token or cryptocurrency. Upon completion of a task, a user will be rewarded by a digital token of the organization. The digital token value depends on the market value of the organization. What is the purpose of all this? What is the problem that we're trying to solve? So, first, we want to disintermediate all non-productive entities that act as a middleman without providing value to the network. We aim to create a productive employment for everyone, where everyone can grow and contribute and give to the society and not just take resources from society. We allow people who have a strong vision for a better future and can excite other individuals with their vision to directly work on creating that vision. There is no need to go seek funding from venture or investors since they can tap directly into the network of people who support their vision. We also want to inspire new visionaries, people who want to change society for the better. We wish to give them better infrastructure to realize their vision. And last but not least, we want to create built-in incentives to do productive work. We want people who do the work to be properly compensated for the work and not exploited by others. In this slide, I'll try to shortly go over the architecture of the solution. So, The architecture is composed of 3 layers. So on the bottom we have a data layer, a logic layer, and a presentation layer. The presentation layer will be built using React, an open source web technology. So the front end will be web-based. We intend to make the interface as intuitive as possible, so it can be used by the general population. The logic tier will be built using Substrate, which provided the needed blockchain infrastructure and security to build decentralized applications. Custom logic that is purposely built for our application will be developed through palettes, which will run on a Substrate runtime. And for the persistence data layer, we will use IPFS and RocksDB or ParityDB for off-chain storage and on-chain storage. So if you look at the main features that we try to develop with this application, we can say that the developed application will be fully open sourced and it'll be published under the Apache 2 license. The main features of the application will be that it will not run on a single central server. Rather, nodes will be run by a community, and there won't be a mechanism to stop or block this application. So the deployment is fully decentralized. Also, in terms of functionality, the app will enable people to create DAOs or decentralized autonomous organizations, and we will allow people to create and complete tasks, organizations, create and enable visions, and so on. This is a current prototype of the mockup and how the MVP of the application will look like. If you're interested in seeing the demo of the application, please proceed to the demo videos. Thank you.